Okay. Zip cough.
Turd? New turd?
Tired.
All right, I'll begin with you, Brian Watkins. We'll go men first tonight, okay? Brian, 929. That was the promise that was made by Jerry Blackwell. Will be the most important numbers, the most important part of this trial. Did they deliver?
They did. They did not play the video. They didn't overplay the video. Like I was, always saying that I warned the prosecution not to do that because it could desensitize the jury. And that's what happened in the Rodney King case. They played that video so much that the jury was basically desensitized to it and didn't think it as a video. And as you see something, you get your first impression. As you see it over and over again, it can lessen its impact on you. So I think they did it just right. They played it just enough where it still maintained its impact and it still allowed the jury to be able to analyze what was happening in that 9 minutes and 29 seconds.
Sue Ann, did they do an effective job here of delivering that this 9 minutes and 29 seconds is the most important part of this case?
Absolutely. This case has a unique distinction of the entire crime and the people who perpetrated the crime all being on video, and there's still somehow being a question of fact. It's right there. Believe your eyes.
The guy, 929. How large did that thing lose during the course of this testimony in the evidence?
I think that was probably the only surprising part of the opening argument. We all know that prior to this trial, we believed it to be 8 minutes, but they properly stated that it was over 9 minutes, and therefore we had the opportunity to see that. I believe that they did not overplay that video, but they gave a still shot. We knew that George Floyd was unarmed. We knew that he was under police control. They certainly delivered on everything that they said in that closing argument from my perspective and did above and beyond.
All right, let's take a listen to more of Jerry Blackwell and his opening statement here talking about cause of death.
You will learn that the last 9 minutes and 29 seconds of Mr. Floyd's life, he was only alive for part of that period of time. But it matches the patterns of somebody who dies from an oxygen deficiencies. We'll be able to point to the video evidence. You'll be able to see you're also going to hear and see certain evidence of what this was not. This was, for example, not a fatal heart attack. This was not, for example, a heart attack. You will learn that there was no demonstrated injury whatsoever to Mr. Floyd's heart as a heart attack.
Okay, there were a series of experts, but Dr. Martin Tobin seems to be the main expert for prosecutors. Let's take a listen.
Have you formed an opinion to reasonable degree of medical certainty on the cause of Mr. Floyd's death?
Yes, I have.
Would you please tell the jury what that opinion or opinions are?
Yes, Mr. Floyd died from a low level of oxygen, and this caused damage to his brain that we see, and it also caused a PEA arrhythmia that caused his heart to stop.
And by PEA, you mean pulseless electrical activity?
Correct. It's a particular form of an abnormal beat of the heart, an arrhythmia, a particular form. Now, it's no longer just bone. Now you have the knee on the back in addition, or the knee on the side. And so this is going to further compress down the ELV. And see, so here you're seeing that the ELV is now been really squashed out. By the combination of turning him prone and also having the knee on the back, you're seeing a 43% reduction in the ELV, which means that there's also a 43% reduction in his oxygen reserves, which means there is also a huge reduction in the size of the hypopharynx, because this is directly linked to the hypopharynx, and you will see how this is linked. And so when you decrease the size of the ELV, that's going to cause it. And then an additional effect is that your work of breathing goes up, because when you're term prone and with the knee on the back, now the work that Mr. Floyd has to perform becomes huge, because he has to, with each breath, he has to try and fight against the street. He has to try and fight with the small volumes that he has. And then he has to try and lift up the officer's knee with each breath. And also remember, he has to try and also lift up the effect of the other officer pumping in his arm with the handcuffed arm. They're pushing it into his chest. So he has to make all these efforts to try and breathe against that.
All right, Dr. Tobin, a pulmonologist, not a bronchopathologist, not a medical examiner. Sue Ann Robinson, will he get it done for prosecutors here? What